When you are always rushing and trying to control things, you are constantly popping yourself out of alignment. And you can't be patient when you are not in alignment. You can only be patient when you let go of control, when you let go of your ego. As long as you are in your ego, you always want to control things. You always want to rush things. You always want to make things happen right now. You have no patience. But when you are in alignment, and you only come in alignment when you are open to the possibility where you don't have to force your way, but you can also flow. Flowing is something that is completely opposite of control, of ego. It means that you can choose the path of least resistance. Now that does not mean that you have to be lazy, that you don't do anything. It simply means that you only do what comes out of you and through you. The ego is aside. And for this to happen, you need a higher consciousness, you need awareness. Because whatever we have been doing all our lives, we have done through our egos, through our identities, through our personas. But there is a deeper layer within you. There is a being in you. And when you are connected to that, things just happen through you. You don't do them anymore. But the ego can't do that, because the ego is always in a rush. That is why everywhere around you, maybe even you in your past, were trying to make everything happen really forcefully. We're rushing from one thing to another really obsessively. That's why people become workaholic. That's why people are addicted to escaping reality. Because we can't just be without doing anything. We can't just be without being occupied in some activity. Because we feel uncomfortable in that gap, in that silence, in that being. We have become too much entangled with the doing that we are afraid of the being, of our own being. And that being is the awareness. And when you do things from that awareness, from that consciousness that is flowing, there is no force required there. It is effortless. And even when you deal with problems through that being, the obstacle becomes the path. The challenges help you grow and you are open to them. Even when you fail, you know that this is helping you evolve, this is helping you grow. But when you are not in alignment, when you are not connected to that being, you are just operating on the ego level, on the surface level. Everything will be forceful. Even little problems will irritate you, will bother you. So the first step to come in alignment is to clear resistance of your ego. Everything that your ego is trying to hold on to, is trying to control, you have to release that. You have to let go of that. It can be your past. It can be something related to the future that you want to control. It can be something that you want to happen, that you really want, but it's not happening. So you have to understand that the universe does not give what you want. It gives you what you actually need in order to evolve, in order to grow. It knows what's best for you. So the universe really wants to be patient with your journey, with your evolution, with your highest self. Every experience, every sort of thing, energy that is introduced in your energy field is given to you for a very specific reason. You need everything right now in your life that you're going through for your next chapter, for your highest self. But we become so focused on what we want, which is ego. Ego always wants more, wants more. It can never understand the now. It cannot be here and now. And this flowing, this alignment, this being is always here and now. And when you're rushing, you're always trying to be in the next moment. You're always trying to control things. You're always trying to plan things. But what about this moment? What about the divine plan that is already happening through you in this moment? So drop the resistance. Release the resistance by freeing yourself, by surrendering. And through that, a patience starts cultivating in you. A patience. And through that patience, you can be in alignment with that being, You can be open to experience that instead of becoming uncomfortable. Then you no longer need to escape yourself, and then you will not do anything out of a forceful energy. You will only do that when you're overflowing with your own energy, when you really want to do it, when it is coming out of you and you can't just stop it. And patience is a big part of it. Patience is a deep trust in the universe, and ego can't trust the universe. Ego is actually fearful, because ego is fearful of the unknown. It wants to live in the known. But if you want to move towards the unknown, you need patience, you need deep trust, a surrender. And it can't come from the ego. Ego is always in rush. Your soul is not. It is patient with your journey. It knows that why everything is happening. There is a higher purpose to everything that happens to you. And things don't happen to you, they are happening for you. And you don't flow. The flowing happens through you. The consciousness, the beingness flows through you. So clear the resistance and drop the rush. Let go of the rush. Realize that everything that you need right now, only that's happening for your own evolution. Universe doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you need. So see beyond your ego, see beyond your control, and then you will see that what the universe is trying to accomplish here. And it is not separate from your own needs and wants. You yourself put it out there that you want to grow. But when things happen in the now, that your ego makes you uncomfortable, but they are in alignment with your highest self. So the ego freaks out, the ego rushes, the ego controls, never realizing that it's happening for its own good. And only through patience you can ask the real questions. The inner journey, the way of awareness, requires patience. Because when you're always running, you will never have the time to go within yourself. The moment you will get triggered, you will react. But when you are patient, you can respond, you can look within, you can reflect. So all these things require patience. So practice patience. Don't be afraid of non-doing, of not doing anything. You don't always have to be occupied with some activity. Just sit with yourself and be okay with your own energy. Don't be afraid of your own power, of your own energy. And when you simply drop all the action towards trying to feel a certain way and simply just be, then that inner energy starts taking over you. Then it starts working through you. But you have to give it space. Right now that space is occupied by your ego, by your mind. So release, create space, let that energy come out of you, flow through you and work. Then your authentic self can come out of you and work through you. Then you can really live a life of meaning and purpose. Otherwise, it's just the ego thinking about living a life of purpose. You don't fulfill the purpose. The purpose fulfills itself through you. The ego will use all these things just like a badge. Spirituality, purpose, all that things. Like a badge to decorate itself. The ego needs to be stepped aside. And you need to use ego as a tool. Otherwise, it will use you. So be aware and take action in alignment. So be patient. Everything is happening as it's supposed to happen. You are right where you're supposed to be. Do your best and let the universe take care of the rest. Much love to you all.